D.C. is a city full of historic treasures, from architectures to memorials. A little-known piece of history is the Octagon House, which once was an executive residence. Let's find out more.
The Octagon was constructed in 1799 by John Taylor and his wife, Anne Ogle Taylor. John Taylor was a wealthy plantation owner from Virginia, and his wife, Anne, was the daughter of the Maryland governor. At the time that they moved into the house in 1802, they had 7 children already and would go on to have 15. The house was designed by William Thornton, who was the architect of the Capitol. The reason that the Taylors chose Washington to live was because family friend George Washington gave them the suggestion. When the family moved into the house, they brought with them their slaves from their plantation in Virginia, and the entire property consisted of the house, the ice house, the smokehouse, the stable, the laundry building, and a few other less significant outbuildings. The slaves who came with them from Virginia would live in the stables and the laundry building. The Madisons moved in September of 1814 and stayed until March of 1815. While the Madisons were in the house became the office and executive residence of the president. A treaty was signed in Belgium in December of 1814 that ended the war. The treaty arrived in the United States and was taken to Congress, who approved it, and then brought here to the House for James Madison to sign. The treaty was brought here to the House on February 17, 1815, and that signature ended the conflict between the United States and Great Britain. The museum is a National Historic Treasure for several reasons. First, because of the design of the house. The house was designed by William Thornton, the original architect of the U.S. Capitol. The house is one of the few remaining houses from the original building of Washington, and it is the oldest house in the old federal city, not including Georgetown and Alexandria. The house is also one of the few houses in the United States that can be considered an executive residence, because the Madisons did live here for a period of 7 months. When the public comes to visit the museum, the things that we try to teach them so that they can take away is about the history of the house and the family that lived here, about the unique design of the house and the significance of it in American architecture. And we also hope that they'll be able to appreciate the architectural profession. We will start having exhibits in our upper galleries that focus on architecture and architectural design.
Beautiful and very informative. Here to provide additional information on the Octagon Museum is Jamila Simmons, one of the co-producers. Welcome, Jamila.
Thank you.
How did the Octagon Museum become a museum?
Well, in 2010, the AIA took it over. They bought it from the Taylor family, and then they renovated. They did a lot of renovations.
Okay. And what is one of the memorable aspects of the Octagon that you can share with us?
One memorable aspect is that there's a slave quarters that's actually hidden. The slave quarters is actually inside the house, which that's not really normal for places back then. And then it's actually hidden, so it looks like a secret chamber. So it's like a wall, and it's actually a door that opens up.
Oh, excellent. Very interesting. Well, thank you, Jamila.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming. The Octagon Museum is the place to visit if you're in D.C. To find out additional information about the Octagon House, visit www.octagonmuseum.org or check it out on Facebook.